Welcome students. This is the sixth lecture of unit number 2 of biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetic, and the topic for today's lecture is measurement of bioavailability. Okay. Till now we have discussed about the bioavailability. What is bioavailability, what are the types of bioavailability, absolute bioavailability and relative bioavailability, and the methods to calculate the bioavailability. Okay. So, in this lecture I will be discussing about the different methods or techniques to measure the bioavailability. Okay. So, as I have told you previously, what is bioavailability? Bioavailability is the rate and extent of drug absorption, or the amount of the drug that is reaching the systemic circulation in unchanged form. Okay. That is the bioavailability, and we are having two types of bioavailability: absolute bioavailability and relative bioavailability. In the absolute bioavailability, what we are doing, we are comparing the bioavailability obtained with the in case of oral route of administration to the IV route of administration, but in case of relative bioavailability we are comparing the two doses, two formulation of the same drug. Okay. So, now I will be focused on measurement of bioavailability. So, we are having the two approaches for the determination or for the measurement of bioavailability. Okay. So, we can divide these approaches in two categories. First is the pharmacokinetic approach or pharmacokinetic method, and second is the pharmacodynamic methods. Okay. And these methods, pharmacokinetic as well as the pharmacodynamic method, these two methods are useful for the quantitative evaluation of the bioavailability. Okay. And the pharmacokinetic method is further categorized into two types. One is the plasma level time studies and second is the urinary excretion studies. Okay. As the name indicates, in case of plasma level time studies, we are collecting the blood samples at respective interval of time, and after that analyzing that blood sample for the calculation of amount of drug that reaches into the blood or that reaches into the systemic circulation. Okay. In case of urinary excretion study, we are collecting the urine sample. Okay, and from these urine sample we will determine the amount of drug that is excreted in the unchanged form in the urine. Okay. In case of pharmacodynamic methods, we are also having two approaches. One is the acute pharmacological response and second one is the therapeutic response. Okay. So, firstly I will discuss about the pharmacokinetic method. As all of you are aware about the pharmacokinetic, in case of pharmacokinetic what we are discussing, pharmacokinetic deals with the ADME of the drug, means absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion of the drug. Okay. So, in case of pharmacokinetic methods, these methods are based on the assumption that the pharmacokinetic profile will reflect the therapeutic effectiveness of the drug. Okay. Means more the amount is reaching into the systemic circulation or more the amount is getting absorbed, more will be its pharmacological effect or its therapeutic effect. ओके जितनी जल्दी आपकी ड्रग ब्लड के अंदर सिस्टमिक सर्कुलेशन में पहुंचेगी, जितनी ज़्यादा ड्रग आपकी एब्जॉर्ब होगी, उतना ही अच्छा आपका थेराप्यूटिक इफेक्ट होगा या वो उतना ही अच्छा ड्रग आपका फार्माकोलॉजिकल एक्शन शो करेगी. ओके. सो इसी एजम्पशन पे बेस्ड हमारे फार्माकोकाइनेटिक मेथड्स हैं. ओके. मीन्स द फार्माकोकाइनेटिक प्रोफाइल और द ADME प्रोफाइल, the absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion of the drug will show or will indicate its effectiveness or its therapeutic efficacy. Okay. So, these methods, these pharmacokinetic methods are the indirect methods. This is an indirect approach for the measurement of bioavailability. Okay, and in case of pharmacokinetic method, where we are having two studies. First one is the plasma level time studies and second one is the urinary excretion study. Okay. In case of plasma levels time study, what we are doing, in case of plasma levels, the plasma level time studies is based on the assumption that there is a direct relationship between the concentration of the drug in blood or in plasma with the concentration of drug at the site of action. Okay. This plasma level time study is based on the assumption that there is a direct relationship between the concentration of drug in the blood or in the plasma with the concentration of drug at the site of एक्शन. मीन्स जितनी ज़्यादा ड्रग आपकी, जो आपकी ड्रग प्लाज्मा में पहुंच चुकी है या जितनी अमाउंट आपकी ड्रग की सिस्टमिक सर्कुलेशन में या ब्लड में पहुंच चुकी है, उसमें और जो आपकी ड्रग साइट ऑफ एक्शन पे प्रेजेंट है उसमें डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप है. ठीक है, इसी एजम्पशन पे बेस्ड हम प्लाज्मा लेवल टाइम स्टडीज़ को कंडक्ट करते हैं. Plasma level time study is the most reliable method as compared to the urinary excretion study. Okay. So, because this method is based on the assumption that if we are having two identical dosage form, or sorry, we are having two dosage form and they are showing a superimposable plasma level time profile, then surely they will show identical therapeutic activity. Okay. See what is plasma level time profile. Whenever we are plotting a when we plot a graph between the plasma drug concentration versus time, time will be on x axis and the concentration or plasma drug concentration will be on y axis. Okay. Then we will get a curve like this in case of oral route of administration. Okay. So, for drug A, this profile is like this, and for B drug the graph will superimpose this. Then we can say these two drug, that is A and B, or these two dosage form A and B dosage form are showing the superimposable plasma level time profile, then surely they will exhibit the identical therapeutic activity. Okay. मतलब कि अगर दो डोसेज फॉर्म आपकी सेम टाइम में सेम कॉन्सेंट्रेशन में आपकी बॉडी में एब्जॉर्ब हो रही हैं तो वो एक जैसी थेराप्यूटिक एक्टिविटी शो करेंगी. ठीक है. तो जो हम प्लाज्मा लेवल टाइम स्टडी है ये हम दो तरीके से कर सकते हैं, सिंगल डोज स्टडी भी कर सकते हैं और मल्टीपल डोज स्टडी भी कर सकते हैं. ओके. सो व्हेनेवर वी आर गोइंग टू कंडक्ट द सिंगल डोज स्टडी, देन वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट द ब्लड सैंपल्स एट स्पेसिफिक इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम. Okay. At specific interval of time we have to collect the blood sample. After that the blood sample will be analyzed for the drug content or for the amount of drug that is present in the sample at particular time interval of time. Okay. And from these points we can plot a curve between the plasma drug concentration or between the drug concentration that is present in the blood at specific time of interval. Okay. Suppose we have administered a dose. In case of IV dosage form, whenever we are going for IV route of administration, then after the administration of drug by IV, after 5 minutes we have to take the sample and subsequent sample will be taken after the 15 minutes. Okay. So, this is how we have to collect the samples at a definite interval of time. Suppose we are collecting the samples after the interval of 10 minutes. Okay. From these sample will be analyzed for the amount of drug that is present in the sample. Okay. तो इससे हमें क्या पता चलेगा कि इतने टाइम इंटरवल में आपकी कितनी ड्रग ब्लड के अंदर पहुंच गई थी, कितनी ड्रग आपकी सिस्टमिक सर्कुलेशन में पहुंच गई थी, और हम ये कह सकते हैं कि कितनी ड्रग आपकी एब्जॉर्ब हो गई थी. पहले 10 मिनट में कितनी ड्रग एब्जॉर्ब हुई, नेक्स्ट 10 मिनट्स में कितनी ड्रग एब्जॉर्ब हुई. ठीक है. तो इस तरीके से आपके पास ड्रग की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन पता चल जाएगी कि आफ्टर 10 मिनट्स आपके पास कितनी ड्रग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन आपकी बॉडी में पहुंच चुकी थी, 20 मिनट्स के बाद कितनी थी, 30 मिनट्स के बाद कितनी थी। तो इससे आप क्या करोगे, एक ग्राफ प्लॉट करोगे, ठीक है, जिसमें आपको ड्रग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन को y एक्सिस पे लेना है और टाइम को x एक्सिस पे लेना है, ठीक है। तो इस तरीके से आप जो ग्राफ प्लॉट करते हो, दैट ग्राफ विल बी लाइक दिस. This is a plasma drug concentration time profile. In this, plasma drug concentration is on y axis and time is on x axis. Okay. So, whenever we are going for oral route of administration, then we can get this type of curve. Okay. Now, जब हम प्लाज्मा लेवल स्टडीज़ कंडक्ट कर रहे हैं तो हमें 3 पैरामीटर्स को कैलकुलेट करना होता है, ठीक है। हम इन 3 पैरामीटर्स की हेल्प से ही अपनी बायो अवेलेबिलिटी को जज कर सकते हैं। ओके, सो टू एक्सेस द बायो अवेलेबिलिटी वी हैव टू डिटरमाइन दीज 3 फैक्टर्स. फर्स्ट इज द पीक प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन एंड दिस कैन बी रिटन एज Cmax. टाइम ऑफ पीक, दैट इज द Tmax, and area under curve, that is the AUC. Okay, so first parameter is the peak plasma concentration, okay, or we can say Cmax. So as the name indicate, what is Cmax? It is the maximum plasma concentration or peak plasma concentration, the plasma concentration that is present at the peak, or the maximum plasma concentration that can be achieved in for a drug is known as the Cmax. Okay, what is Tmax? Tmax क्या होता है आपका? This is the time to achieve the maximum plasma concentration. ठीक है, Cmax है आपका कि आपकी ड्रग बॉडी में मैक्सिमम कितनी कॉन्सेंट्रेशन अचीव कर सकती है, उसको हम बोलते हैं Cmax. और इस Cmax को या मैक्सिमम प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन को अचीव करने में जितना आपको टाइम लगेगा, जितना ड्रग को टाइम लग रहा है, उसे हम बोलते हैं Tmax. ओके, एंड नेक्स्ट पैरामीटर इज द AUC, दैट इज द एरिया अंडर द कर्व. ओके, तो जब हम ग्राफ प्लॉट करते हैं प्लाज्मा लेवल, प्लाज्मा ड्रग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन और टाइम के बीच में, तो आपके पास जो कर्व आएगा, उस कर्व का जो एरिया है, that is known as the area under the curve. Okay, suppose this is the time, we are taking time on x axis and the plasma drug concentration on y axis. Okay, so we are getting a curve like this. Okay, this line is representing the rate of absorption and this is representing the rate of elimination. Okay, now this concentration, this is known as the Cmax. Okay, that और इसको हम पीक प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बोलते हैं, क्योंकि यही एक मैक्सिमम कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है जो आपकी ब्लड के अंदर, जो आपकी ड्रग ब्लड के अंदर अचीव करती है. ठीक है, इस Cmax पे, इस पीक प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन के ऊपर आपका रेट ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन और रेट ऑफ एलिमिनेशन आपका इक्वल हो जाता है. एट द पीक प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन द रेट ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन इज इक्वल टू द रेट ऑफ एलिमिनेशन. ओके, और यही मैक्सिमम अमाउंट है जो आपकी ड्रग रीच करेगी ब्लड में. ओके, इसके बाद आपकी ड्रग की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन डिक्रीज होना स्टार्ट हो जाएगी ब्लड में. ओके, और जो टाइम लगेगा इस Cmax पे पहुंचने में, उसको हम बोलते हैं Tmax. Okay, what is Tmax? It is the time to reach the maximum plasma drug concentration. Okay, now what is AUC? This AUC is the area under the curve. Which curve? The curve that is constructed between the plasma drug concentration versus time profile. Okay, this is known as the AUC. Okay, so these are the 3 different parameters that we have to determine for obtaining the bioavailability in case of plasma level time studies. Okay, see, this is the typical plasma drug concentration time profile. In this, as we can see, this is the graph. This is the Cmax, or we can say the peak plasma drug concentration. और जैसे कि मैंने बताया सी मैक्स पे जैसे ही आपकी ड्रग पहुंचती है वहाँ उस पॉइंट पे आपका एब्जॉर्प्शन रेट इक्वल हो जाता है एलिमिनेशन रेट के. At the peak plasma concentration, rate of absorption is equal to the rate of elimination. Okay, and this phase is called as the absorption phase, and this phase is called as the post absorption, and after that elimination phase. Okay. The two terms are also here, that is the MEC and MSC. Now, what is MEC? MEC is the minimum effective concentration and MSC is the maximum safe concentration. Okay, MSC को हम MTC भी बोल सकते हैं, that is the minimum toxic concentration. Okay, so what is MEC? Whenever the drug concentration reaches the MEC, that point is known as the onset of action. Okay, when the onset of action will be there, when the drug concentration reaches the MEC, then the drug action will start. Okay, and this is called as the onset of action, and the time corresponding to this onset of action is called as the onset time. Okay, onset of time, the time taken to start the drug action is called as the onset of time. Okay. So, this phase is known as the absorption phase. In this phase, the drug is getting absorbed into the systemic circulation. Okay, and it is reaching the Cmax. After reaching the Cmax, the drug concentration is going to be decreased in the blood. Okay, it is going to be eliminated from the blood. Okay, and the area that is present into this graph or this curve is called as the AUC, or we can say the area under the curve. Okay. So, जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया दिस इज द MEC. जब आपकी ड्रग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन MEC पे पहुंचेगी तभी आपके ड्रग का एक्शन स्टार्ट होगा. ठीक है, तो जब तक आपकी ड्रग की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इस MEC और MSC के बीच में प्रेजेंट है, जब तक आपकी ड्रग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इस एरिया में मेंटेन है, तब तक आपका ड्रग का इफेक्ट आएगा. ओके, सो द area that is present between MEC and MSC is known as the therapeutic range or therapeutic window. Okay, this area is called as the therapeutic range or therapeutic window. तो जब तक आपकी ड्रग की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इस थेराप्यूटिक विंडो के अंदर मेंटेन्ड है, तब तक आपकी ड्रग का इफेक्ट आएगा. ओके, तो और MEC के नीचे क्या है आपका सब थेराप्यूटिक लेवल है और MSC के ऊपर आपका टॉक्सिक लेवल है. अगर आपकी ड्रग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन MSC को क्रॉस करती है तो वो टॉक्सिक इफेक्ट शो कर सकती है. ओके, so this is all about the plasma level time study. Whenever we are going for conduct the plasma level time study, then this is the formula for the calculation of bioavailability. F is equal to AUC in case of oral into dose in case of IV divided by AUC in case of IV into dose of oral dosage form. Okay. Now, next is the urinary excretion study. Now, what is urinary excretion? As the name indicate, in case of urinary excretion, we are collecting the urine sample at particular interval of time. Okay. The urinary excretion of unchanged drug is directly proportional to the plasma concentration of drug. Okay. So, similarly, as we have done in the plasma level time study, we have calculated 3 different parameters, that is the peak plasma drug concentration, the time to reach the peak plasma drug concentration and AUC. Similarly, in the urinary excretion studies also we have to determine these 3 factors, that is the maximum urinary excretion rate, that is analogous to the peak plasma drug concentration, time for the maximum urinary excretion, and third is the cumulative amount of drug excreted in the urine. These 3 parameters we have to determine to get the value of bioavailability. Okay. So, for the determination of extent of bioavailability, if single dose study is followed, then this is the formula for calculation of bioavailability, and if multiple dose study is then this is the formula for calculation of the relative bioavailability. Okay. Now, another approach is the pharmacodynamic methods. So, in the pharmacodynamic methods, we are having two approaches, that is the acute pharmacological response method, and second one is the therapeutic response method. Okay. So, first approach is the acute pharmacological response method. Okay. In this method, the bioavailability is determined on the basis of pharmacological effect. Okay. When the bioavailability determination with the help of pharmacokinetic method is difficult, then we have to go for the pharmacodynamic methods. Okay. Or we can say the acute pharmacological effect, जिसमें कि हम फार्माकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट के बेसिस पे बायोअवेलेबिलिटी कैलकुलेट करते हैं. ओके. और वो फार्माकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट कुछ भी हो सकता है, आपका ईईजी की रीडिंग्स में क्या चेंज हुआ है, ईसीजी में क्या चेंज हुआ है, ओके या फिर आप प्यूपिल का डायमीटर में क्या इफेक्ट आया है, इसको हम रिलेट करेंगे ड्रग के टाइम कोर्स से. ओके. या फिर एक्यूट फार्माकोलॉजिकल रिस्पांस मेथड में हम क्या करते हैं, डोज रिस्पांस ग्राफ को कैलकुलेट करते हैं, डोज रिस्पांस ग्राफ प्लॉट करते हैं, और वी हैव टू कंस्ट्रक्ट द फार्माकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट टाइम कर्व, मींस कितने टाइम में ड्रग का कितना फार्माकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट हुआ है उसका ग्राफ बनाते हैं, उससे हम कैलकुलेट करेंगे व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ बायोअवेलेबिलिटी. The another pharmacodynamic approach is the therapeutic response method. Okay. In the therapeutic response method, what we are doing, the therapeutic response method is based on observing the clinical response to a drug formulation that is given to the patient suffering from the disease. Means in this method the drug is given to a patient that is already suffering from that disease. Okay. तो एक पेशेंट को आप ड्रग एडमिनिस्टर करोगे जिसको कि वो डिजीज़ थी, उस डिजीज़ के लिए जो पर्टिकुलर ड्रग आप यूज़ करना चाह रहे हो, तो जितना इफेक्ट, जितना क्लिनिकल रिस्पॉन्स वो पेशेंट शो करेगा, उसी से हम निकालेंगे कि इसका थेराप्यूटिक रिस्पॉन्स कितना है इस ड्रग का. Okay. So, this is the another approach for the determination of the bioavailability. So, in this lecture I have discussed about the two approaches, that is the pharmacokinetic method and pharmacodynamic methods for the measurement of bioavailability. Okay. Thank you.